Hello everybody, welcome to a quick shot that I decided to do, I being Justin, of course, that I decided to do on a fun little still in development game called Nakiti Generations. This is basically a new Metroidvania type game. It is still in early access, so it's not fully released yet. They even say we're sorry if any parts of the game are broken, or if keep in mind that not everything in here is completable yet, things like that. There's still stuff missing in the game. I honestly think it still looks amazing for what it is, but yeah, it is not complete, so keep that in mind. But it's essentially if you're a fan of Metroidvania games like me, you'll know the reference, but it's essentially if the Zero Suit sections, the later game sections of Metroid Zero Mission, were actually fun. You play as Nakiti, who is the pink-haired chick that I have right now. And she has a basic pistol, which you can shoot forward. There's no charge or anything yet, it's just you hold it and it does rapid fire. You can also hold a button to do full range of movement around with the gun, but you have to stand still in classic Metroid fashion. You can jump and move, but it's limited in that kind of classic way. You don't have full range. You can pretty much only shoot at diagonals and forward whenever you're in movement. There's also little bunnies, apparently. Cute little bunny. Hey, bunny. Anyway, yeah, you have basic Metroidvania skills like wall jumping, which I am not good at, apparently. There we go. Ledge grabs. There's also kind of an interesting perspective element to this. If you notice, I jumped up from here, but then could walk on it, because it's passable. I can't go down from it, but it's passable, but also, walkable. I don't know, it's interesting. I like the way this kind of plays with perspective a little bit. But everything about it is very traditional Metroidvania. So you have your map here, which I've started to clear out a little bit just because I wanted to get an idea of how the game plays. But yeah, you have a map view. You also have your items, which I also have a few of. The main thing I just got was the grenades. You get some upgrades, like health upgrades and things like that. I believe I started with 100 health, I want to say, and have gotten a little bit more since then. And then your ammo. But I wanted to show this game off because, like I said, it is still in development. It was actually on my wish list for a while, and one of my friends bought it for me, which was very nice of him. So I was super excited to check it out because I've kind of been in the mood for Metroidvania type games lately. So it really hit the spot. But yeah, there's some interesting elements to this game. Oh crap. Such as... well, I just fell. Anyway, such as destructible environments. And you can also, shoot at things on the ceiling. I don't know if I'll run into it, so I'll let you know. You can also shoot at things on the ceiling and, knock them down to destroy things below you. So there's kind of a cool, interactable environment element to this. Wow, I am not playing well. There's also air whenever you're underwater. So instead of just going slowly, like in Metroid, you have to basically run to not run out of air. Which is smart, because she's just a girl. It does have traditional boss fights and everything, and just a really nice visual style. I think this game looks beautiful. And like I said, all these assets aren't even complete yet. But it just looks great, in my opinion. Let's see where I'm actually supposed to go next, and try to make some progress, maybe. Crap, I'm gonna lose health. Oh god. Run! Yeah, so it starts just sapping your health away like crazy whenever you run out of air. But luckily you just have to get above water and get a quick breath of air and then you're fine. And now we have to go back the same way I just came from, because I missed that pickup. The idea of the plot behind all this, I'll try to kind of splice it over top of here, but the idea of the plot behind this is Nakiti is a soldier, and hears that some of her her companions have crash landed onto this planet. So you land to try to be a rescue crew essentially, And your pod also crash lands. And so you have to come here and see like what's up with them. And so far, pretty much all of my upgrades have come from like the corpses of my companions, which I think is kind of interesting, as opposed to like, you know, just like finding them around like randomly placed enemies, or, you know, conveniently placed Chozo statues, that kind of thing. Like, I love Metroid, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it. Just oh, it's chugging a little bit. There we go. Made the jump. This game isn't terribly optimized yet either. There's still some weird stuff about it, but anyway, I think it makes sense that like a lot of the enemy placement is like where your friends have died and have a good weapon that you can use. So yeah, that element on its own is kind of neat. But okay, cool. Yeah, you can jump off the sides of these things, and that's how you get over them. You can't actually just drop down because it's a ledge. Makes sense. And you can kind of tell where the destructible walls are too, if you look closely. It's like a Zelda way where like you can see what walls can be bombed, but it's not super obvious. Oh, what are you? That's new. Ooh, sometimes it's easier to just throw a grenade. You get refills enough, it's fine. This game really does kind of have that feeling of non-linearity. Like, the first time you play Super Metroid and realize, like, oh, there's kind of a natural progression of, like, where to go here, but, like, it doesn't lay it out for me. You can get lost, even though there's really only one way you can go. Whereas I feel like some of the later Metroid games, like, they lay it out a little bit too much, and it's like, hey, go to this exact point. And you kind of can't really get lost, you know what I mean? This feels more like that classic style of, like, you can't really go the wrong way. Although I will say that I got a grenade upgrade before I got the grenades, which I thought was kind of weird, and I was like, oh, guess I'm getting those. But those kinds of things might just not be completely balanced yet. Or maybe it was a trick, like, sequence broke somehow, I don't know. But, yeah, there definitely feels like there's more of a non-linearity element to this, where, like, you really are just exploring a planet. There's no, like, guidance to it or anything. There's very little story, actually. But what is there is really good looking. Like I said, I love the art style in this. And it's an indie team that made it. I don't know exactly how many people or anything. I can go to the grenade door. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I don't know how many people made this, but I love their artist. Because, like, the cutscenes, the few little cutscenes there are really nice, like kind of stop motion, like, not animated, but still has, like a flow to it, almost like comic panels, and they just look really impressive. It's hard to explain, but I really appreciate that kind of thing, because games like this don't usually look like that. So I think that's one of the main things that appealed to me when I was trying to find new Metroidvania games and ran into this. Because when I first found out about it, it wasn't even out at all yet. And now it's finally in beta. So I was like, oh, I could try it. I actually don't think I realized it was released when it was bought for me. So it was just kind of a nice surprise. I was like, oh, cool, I can play it now. But yeah, I don't imagine it's gotten a lot of publicity. And it's just kind of a very unique, like, modern Metroidvania that I think more people should know about it. I don't know how, like, the upgrade loop works out over time. Like, some of these games get kind of generic with the stuff that you get in them. But it definitely feels like a Metroid game, with the missile doors and things like that. So while I don't imagine you get, like, super overpowered, especially since you don't even have a power suit from the start, it's probably more of a Shadow Complex where you just start as a person and then become, like, a more powerful person with a cool suit, maybe. I might go ahead and end this off, honestly. I don't want to show off too much of it, and I feel like this is a pretty good idea of just, like, the progression of it. I kind of wanted to get a new upgrade or something, but I also don't want to just run around aimlessly for too long. We'll go one more place, though, just to be thorough. Because I was already here once, and it's where a boss was, and I just kind of dropped, whereas you can actually, like, go, side to side a little bit. I just wasn't really paying attention. Nailed it. I don't think I can... No, I can't. Crap. There's an explosive wall there, but I can't get to it from this side, apparently. Yeah! Can I do it? Nope. Alright, I fell to the wrong side. That sucks. Yeah, this is where a boss battle was, which I can't go up any higher. And then this is where my buddy was. And I got the grenades from him. But it looks like I can't go anywhere over here. Unless I have to go back up and drop from the other side, which would be obnoxious. Huh. Alright, well, this is a little anticlimactic. But I don't think I really have anywhere to go. But, because this game is still in development, I will, you know, cover it again in the future with a little bit more in-depth stuff when it's closer to release. But this is more of a, like, you know, now you know type coverage. Or the more you know, I guess I should say. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little look into Nakiti Generations. I do recommend you check it out still, even though, like I said, it's not fully released. It's definitely playable, at the very least. So I definitely recommend you check it out if you're into Metroidvania-type games. I really enjoy it. And, yeah, that's all I got for now. So, until next time, enjoy your games.